What's up guys, welcome to the new video. In this one I'll be showing you by far the best money method to do in GTA 5, and this method always works. So the requirements for this is the Kosatka submarine, because you will be doing the KO Perico heist for this method and you'll be doing it solo. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and like button and join the Discord, and let's get straight into the tutorial. Okay, so obviously, if you don't know how to do the KO Perico heist, I'll give you a good rundown on the best way to do it solo. So obviously, you're going to start off with gathering intel, and you want to find secondary targets. So I just go straight to the airstrip hangar. Right where you land on the airstrip, I runs to the hangar, and that's where I find all of the secondary loot. To get to the top floor, where the secondary loot is in the hangar, you would need to use this forklift over here. I like to do this because the hangar or the airstrip area is the easiest place to be on the Cayo Perico Island, and if you have good loot there like the cocaine, which is the best, I highly recommend going there during the heist because there are no guards at the airfield. So now I'm going to look for the secondary target, and I went ahead and I got the pink diamond, which is really good. I think it's the second or the third best. And if you get the tequila, which is the worst, it's up to you if you want to restart the heist or not. I personally would restart the heist. So as you can see, on the intel, I have the secondary targets, and I highly recommend you have the drainage tunnel all the way down here on the bottom. You want to make sure you have that in your intel because you will be entering the compound that way. And on vehicles, you want to make sure you have the long fin. The long fin will be your approach vehicle. That is the best approach. And obviously the equipment missions are mandatory. You have to do 4 of those, and I highly recommend getting the aggressor weapons. Those are the best, and you want suppressors too. It's nice, you can buy suppressors for $5,000 pretty easy. Make sure you do that. For the disruption, it's really up to you if you want to do these. These are 100% optional. I do not do these because I'm not that bad at this heist. Okay, so an hour later, I finished all of those preps. I am 100% done. Now I'm starting up the heist. So when you start it up, make sure you go ahead and do all of those missions you want. If you want to do the disruption, it's up to you. So when you're setting up the heist, the approach vehicle is what you want to do. The infiltration point doesn't matter, and you want to do drainage tunnel for the compound entry point. That's what you want to do. And you want to go down to escape point, and that does not matter either. I'll be showing you a different way how to escape. Time of day doesn't matter, personal preference. Okay, so I started the heist. Make sure you get the long fin, and when you're on the long fin, you can basically drive anywhere you want to on the island. So since my secondary targets are at the airstrip, that's where I'm gonna go. Obviously, I highly recommend using the airstrip to collect your secondary targets. It's personal preference. If you don't get good targets there, then you don't have to do that, but the airstrip is extremely easy to navigate through. There's only one guard I only have to take out here. Then you have to go into the hangar and get that forklift to get to the top floor. I have marijuana on the bottom floor, but I don't need it because I have better targets on the top. So just go ahead and hop over the fence like this and go ahead and steal those. Because I'm stealing the best target right here, I only need these 2 to fill up my loot bag, which is very, very nice. I don't have to keep on going around looking for other secondary targets. So once you do that, you're good to go ahead and enter the compound. So you want to leave that hangar and run back to your long fin. You want to run back to the boat wherever you parked it. You got to remember where you parked it because it will not be marked on your map. Get back in it, and on the pause menu here, I can see I'm going to go to the back of the compound. That is where the drainage tunnel is. It is right there where I had the cursor over. So go ahead and drive to that. It should take a minute or 2. Go ahead and jump out of the boat, press left on the D-pad to get your rebreather on, and go ahead and enter through the drainage tunnel. You automatically have rebreathers. You don't need to do anything to get that. Rebreathers are basically so you can breathe underwater without dying. You just press left on the D-pad to go ahead and get those on. So I'm in the compound now, and it's personal preference on the route you take, but this is the one I take, and I think it is the easiest. So just go ahead and look at what I do. I usually go to the right side over here, and I use a shotgun to kill the guards easier, and long distance I use the submachine gun. So I run through here. There's not too many guards in the middle. Go ahead and take them out. I almost got caught here, but I saved it. And go ahead and melee these guards, and boom, I got the gate keys, which is really nice. Sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't, and I'll tell you what to do if you don't. So obviously you want to go to this safe right here. You get to pick up some extra cash. And I got the gate keys, but let's say you don't have the gate keys, you're gonna have to hack through this elevator. It's a lot more hacking and it'll take a lot more time, but it is definitely worth it. Unless you're good at this game and you want to kill more guards, but I highly recommend just going through that elevator if you don't have the gate keys. Since I have the gate keys, I enter in through that way and go ahead and hack. If you're new to the KO Perico heist, hacking is very easy. It's very obvious which one is the top. And then on the second one, you go to the top, then move it one to the right. Then the third, you go to the top and move it two to the right, and you keep on doing that, etc. every single time you go down. And you should do it in 30 seconds. It takes very quick. So then you just want to go ahead and get that main target. So obviously there's loot in the compound which you cannot get because that is meant for if you have another person doing the heist with you. If you're doing it solo, you cannot get those targets. So as you can see, I'm gonna leave the compound. Just be careful of the bullion. He walks around this area, and just follow the route I do. There's usually going to be two guys right here, and just go ahead and kill them and run to the gate as quickly as possible. Once you leave the compound, you want to steal this first bike right here, and go ahead and basically drive it to the left and keep on going, and you want to basically avoid the guards and drive it straight off the island. Then once you're in the water, press left on the D-pad to get your rebreather back on so you can breathe underwater, and all you have to do now is swim away. Once you swim away, sometimes it takes 5 minutes, sometimes it takes 10 minutes. You know, it can be annoying that way, but eventually the heist will end, and boom, just like that, in an hour and a half or less than an hour and a half, I made $1.8 million. So this method is really good, and then you just rinse and repeat and start up a new heist, and I highly recommend doing this as much as possible. But I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Subscribe. See you on the next one. Peace.